Okay, you guys, so I took a guy right down to the hospital for a test, right? And I stayed with him, I did, right? Because that's what you do, right? When someone doesn't have someone, you stay with them. And, you know, it didn't seem very busy, but it must have been like one of those tests that, you know, took a lot longer, right? As the time started to tick a little, right? One lady was, she was knitting, right? She told me that she was knitting dishcloths and she was almost finished, you know, the one she was doing, and she had started when she got there. So, and that shows you how long the wait was, right? And, you know, do we understand? Because, you know, it's busy and all the new precautions and stuff like that, right? So then there was this one lady, I loved her. We'll call her Miss V, right? These are all the people we've met, we just, you know, befriended in the waiting room. Like, where else are you going to have a social gathering, right? Nowhere, because it's restricted. So in the waiting room, right? It's us. You know, my guy was super good. He was in no rush whatsoever to go back to the hospital, right? And I wasn't either, because I don't mind staying there, right? We got to stay there for as long as it takes to get it done. Right? So this poor little Miss V, though, you know, people that we had just met in the waiting room, they were going ahead of her, right? So she was starting to get a little uncomfortable in that chair, right? So again, they call someone in, right? And it's not the lady, right? But she not happy about it, right? And she was on the oxygen, right? So she kept asking me to check the oxygen tank because it was only little, right? Like size of my arm. And you can't be on all those liters for that amount of time, right? So she asked me to check it. I kept checking it. She still had some, but that thing was sucking air fast, right? The longer we waited, you know, the quicker the needle was going down, right? So I said to her multiple occasions, right? If they, you know, if they don't call you next, you got to say something, right? Because it is Friday afternoon and you're going to be sitting here till Monday, right? If they turn the lights off, it's time to ask somebody, right? So then this time a guy comes out to get someone, right? And he calls my man. So my man puts that chair in high speed, but as he goes by Miss V, he says, sorry. He was sorry already, hit the gas. This girl comes and she calls, you know, someone else. And the guy that she called, his name was Norman, right? And we were a tight little group, right? We were a tight little group. He was so good, he goes, you can take her if you want. The girl's like, who? Okay, lady got stepped over, right? Lady got stepped over. Anyway, they took her right in. I told Norman, I said, good karma, my man. Good karma. Anyway, it was a good time, right? I believe we all had a good time. We were a close-knit little group, and that was basically our social gathering, right? You got to take what you can get these days. And, you know, thank you to all my new friends that were there for us today. And you'll be happy to know that Miss V's family member came back too. So she got a ride home when she's done, and you know, that's it. That's all we can do.